Joined by Kieran and Barry John O'Toole here in Kiltegan GAA Club. Lads, thanks very much for joining us.
Cheers, man.
Massive event coming up in 2 weeks' time, next Saturday I think, and June 10th. Maybe you might give us a bit of insight into the day itself and what it's about.
I suppose it's the marking 20-year anniversary of our father's passing back in '97. So we kind of said we wanted to kind of do something just to mark the 20-year, do something kind of substantial, you know.
Yeah.
And so we came up. Barry John came up with the idea of maybe a sevens tournament.
Yeah.
Because he used to be involved in them himself in the early '80s. Here, it was a kind of a thing we used to do years ago.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, we said we'd invite the clubs that he kind of had an association with, that being Clonmore, sure, where he originally came from.
Yeah,
I suppose he was a Haxtown man and Clonmore GAA man, and then of course ourselves here in Kiltegan.
Yeah.
And where he won championships, and then also Denard, and then we're in the parish of Rathvilly, and we've always a very close
Absolutely, yeah.
close bond with
Good
them,
neighbours,
and then we've also a very close bond always with Stratford and Ballymanus, as they've currently, you know, junior and senior hurling players here with us.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where we started, and we've got an unbelievable response from all the clubs.
Yeah.
So
of course, the name is Sean O'Toole, of course, and you used the word substantial there a couple of seconds ago, and like that's a substantial name in Wicklow GAA and Carlow GAA. Maybe tell us a bit about the man himself.
Yeah, the man himself, he went to school in Kilkenny, and he started off his real GAA days down there.
Yeah.
I think you know the Saw Doctor song, hurling fanatic in a football town. Well, he was quite the opposite. He had to fight his little corner for football, but they got a team up and going, and they were successful. I'm not too sure of what grade they won, but he came out of Kilkenny with a medal anyway.
Yeah.
And then he was in college in UCD and kicked a bit of ball up there. He ended up in New York for a time. He actually won New York. I'm not sure the very finer details, but I think he won a New York championship, and he was the only Carlow man playing on a Carlow team.
Right.
And it was actually littered with stars. Like I'm sure there's, I know Mickey Ned Sullivan was one name, and he went on to captain a Kerry team after, captain an All-Ireland Kerry team.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
I think.
Right.
So Asher, he had a burning hunger for all that was GAA.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry about that. Yeah.
That wasn't us falling over them.
So yeah, he went on then, and then my mother came on the scene, and he got
Love blossomed and all the rest.
She levered him back out in New York.
Right.
So he ended up building a house out the road, and you know, when he came back from New York, he got involved with Clonmore, back in Clonmore again, and he was chairman of Clonmore, and he won an intermediate football championship as a manager with Clonmore, and I think he was chairman of Clonmore at the time as well.
Yeah.
Then he won a Division 2 league with Clonmore as well.
Yeah.
Before he got married and he moved to Kiltegan.
Yeah.
So he moved to Kiltegan in the early '80s, and he brought the passion with him.
And prospered.
And he won a Kyo Cup, a junior
Kyo Cup in '85 or '84.
I think it was, and then he went. That was a stepping stone to then he won senior football championship in '86, which was like phenomenal achievement and still talked about. It was out of the blue. It was like it was a very passion driven performance and win, and it was just fairy tale stuff.
Yeah, of course.
And then '87 he won the first ever senior hurling championship as a manager, and then he was chairman of the club around then, and he went on. Then he was chairman of the club from '86 I think till '93. And in the early days of the fairy tale of Kiltegan Senior Hurling Championship wins, I think he was chairman when they won 3 in a row. But in the meantime, he turned his sights on county, and he trained the senior county football team in '87 or '88. 87.
Yeah.
And that was a nice thing to say too. He was independent county manager.
Yeah.
And then from then on, he was involved with the opening of the field here in 96. But at the same time, he was training Dunnar Glen Club.
Yeah.
So he trained Dunnar Glen Club for a few years, and they won an intermediate championship. He actually took them over when they were a junior club, and they got promotion in the league in 94, and then so it was the first ever year playing intermediate championship.
Yeah.
And sure, he got them to defy all the odds, and they were, got them to do things that they never thought they were able.
Just a born leader by the sound of it,
and he won the intermediate football championship in '95 with Dunnar Glen.
Yeah,
and
incredible man to generate passion and bring the best out teams. Yeah.
I'm after talking there for a while, and I could go on again for another bit.
Don't stop, keep going. Yeah, I mean, what followed that then?
He went on. He became a member of the Wicklow County Board then in, I think it was '96. He passed away in '97, but when he passed away, he was secretary of the Development Squad 2000, which was a big. It was going to be a big campaign project, to drive on the minors, and that was the thing. Yeah. To have a good minor team come the year 2000. And so that was his burning drive. And at the time when he died, he was the score officer with Wicklow County Board.
No doubt he was putting moves in place to improve score and everything, and drive that on as well. What age of man was he when he passed, if you don't mind me asking?
47.
So we can only wonder what might have been like there. Where we could be now if he had around. We mentioned Dunard. Maybe you might just share your driving tutorial there in Dunard if you don't mind.
Yeah, I suppose we were talking about the other night, our earliest memories of him and kind of football and all, and like back to '86 and in the parade, myself and himself in a lovely pair of shorts with a collie dog dressed up in the Clegan colours. That was in '86, and sure, I suppose, what was it, 9 years later in '95. When the training was going on, and after, the lads used to have a team meeting. Yeah. And sure, we used to drive the car around the football field.
You're about 11.
10 or 11. That's where we actually learned how to drive. But I remember one night I got brave. The field wasn't big enough, so we ended up driving through the goals, of course, until he cost. And that was a different story. But that's the.
So you'd like to thank the RGA Club for your current
That's where all went wrong.
The Peter Casey goal.
Well, I've a heap of penalty points, so they can take the blame for them.
So back to the day, I suppose June 10th is promised to be a wonderful occasion. Maybe just talk me through what's going to happen on the day and what can people expect.
Yeah, well, it's one of the driving forces. We wanted to honour our father on 20 years. We hadn't done anything like it before, and there was a bit of an itch there to do something. Yeah. Also, there's a child in the village here that they're trying to gather money for. The charity is Alex's Adventure, and her adventure being going to Chicago for medical treatment, to try and improve her quality of life. She needs a little help, so we're trying to. Everybody in the community is trying to gather her. So this is us doing our bit. But the response that we're often getting from both our own club, Kiltegan GA, and all the other clubs, has just been fantastic. Really overwhelming. Opened their eyes, and even local businesses has came on board. People has got in contact, wanting to sponsor, wanting to be involved. So on the day we're starting at 2:30, and we have our six teams. So we'll run off group stages. We have semi-finals penciled in for 5:30 and 6 o'clock. Then there'll be a window then of say half an hour or 45 minutes, where we hope to have music, little bit of a novelty thing. We won't say a whole lot about that just yet.
Mysterious.
But then around the Veen, and then the final, two final. The final. So. Yeah, let's hope all goes well. We've a marquee, we've food served here all day.
Yeah.
We've a man coming with gourmet burgers, so I'm looking forward to one of them.
I'd say like
tea and refreshments all day, and
excellent.
it'll be family day. We have the car park closed off, and it'll be all fun activity for kids.
Super.
So
Yeah.
we're just hoping to get people in the gate. You know,
excellent. Yeah.
it'll be ran on a donations thing. You know, like we don't want to hop off people, but like we'll be still hoping people put their hand in their pockets for the charity. You know,
Well, I wish you not the best. Yeah.
All proceeds to Alex Adventure.
Super.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. And the winning team gets the Sean O'Toole Memorial Cup. Yeah. Chairman of Kiltegan GAA Club, Damien Byrne, you step in here now. From your point of view, as leader of the club, what does this day mean to you?
It means a lot. It means a lot for the people of the club, especially the older people that would have worked with Sean, like John Timmins, Mick Toole, Judy Keogh, who was a member of the team in '86, and a lot of those guys that was around are very eager to get involved and help out. But yeah, it's, as I said earlier, these things are meant to happen, and to be fair to the two boys of the whole family and their mother and sister, Sinead and Mona, they've done a lot of work on this themselves, and we're just in the background helping out as much as we can.
Yeah.
But it will be a big day for the family and for the club to honour Sean, and all donations is going towards Alex's fund and helping this little child in the area.
Yeah.
But we're hoping that everybody will turn out and support it. But on that, like the 6 clubs that's involved means a lot to Kiltegan, because they've all play a big part in our community and within our club here in hurling and football.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to them coming in and participating with us, and on the day we look after them to the best.
Your own memories of the man, maybe just a quick snapshot?
Yeah, just going back to the one memory that sticks in my mind was the '86 final. I was a chap below in Ockram. You might remember that there was no wire in Ockram in '86,
right? And
it was after that year, the famous year against Laois. I had to go up in '87, the wire had. But I remember sitting under the stand, there was a crowd of us as chaps, and I remember Sean made a substitution of Andy Coleman, taking him off and bringing in Patter Daly. And he hugged them that day, and like to see that, what it meant to them as the club men of Kiltegan that year. Like, it was unbelievable to see. There's a few other fond memories I had. In '95, Sean trained Denard, and that same day we actually won an intermediate hurling. We had 3 cups back in the juniors that evening, sitting up in the bar. 1 was going to Denard and 2 was coming to Kiltegan. Junior and intermediate hurling. Like, them are memories we have, and great memories. Sean was a great leader here in the club. He chairman, and we all in the club firmly believe Sean would have went further in the GAA. I firmly believe he probably would have been hooked on after coming to a little class scale.
You'd have to think, like, I mean...
Yeah, he would, because he was a great man and fluent in Irish, a great speaker. And that's what it takes, to get to the top. And he absolutely loved GAA. And he was a leader both on the field and off it. You've taken in that year in '95 with Denard. He played what they call a sweeper now. No one ever heard tell of it. And his sweeper that year, and I only got this information from Peter Case the other night, was Eddie Eagers. And he brought Eddie Eagers back, and they played Shillelagh in the final. Shillelagh took them half an hour to realise that there was such a thing as a sweeper in the field. And Peter Case has a story, and he's looking up the tape. He said he actually done a commentary on it himself. But he said, like, it worked a dream, but no one else, he said, they think it was only Sean O'Toole.
It would have taken any club, I'd say, half an hour to realise, because it was unheard of.
It was unheard of at the time, but he said he was that step ahead of everybody where it comes to, stats or doing tactics on the field. No one knew, only Sean had it up his sleeve.
Great man.
Oh, absolutely,
Well, listen, many thanks for your time, lads, and I wish you nothing but the best on the day.
Thanks, Brendan.